Okay, this video is really more about this fan here, which is a nice little Zero. Now, the story with this fan is that I went with a buddy of mine to go get some parts, or he actually went to go buy one of his old John Deere garden tractors back from a person that he had sold it to when he was in need of money. And the guy's father had died, or the father of the guy selling it had died, and the father was the guy who bought it off my friend. So we ended up buying, or he ended up buying a couple tractors. I ended up buying some parts, a mower deck, which is on my 1980 4-210 right now. And I found this fan hanging up in the shop, and it was pretty beat up. The cage was all smashed up, and very, very dirty fan. But he gave it to me. He said I could just have it. And the idea with this fan was I was going to take the motor out of it since it was in such bad shape and put it in this fan, because they're basically the same motor. Slightly different, but it would work. And that was the first fan I ever collected as far as my antique fans go. This was the first one I ever bought back when I was 12 or 13 or so. I can't remember. I've had it a long time. The motor in this one's toasted. It still works, but the windings are cooked. They're black. So you see how dusty it is. I don't use this one, but this one is very, very cool looking fan with a stainless steel bullet, and it's just really, really cool. I think it's stainless steel. It does kind of work, but I've always liked that one a lot, the Wizard. But this Zero ended up running so nicely, and the motor is actually in very nice shape. The plug is original. As you can see, it's all taped up because it's shot, but it does run, and it runs perfect. So I ended up cleaning it up. I mean, it's not in the best shape of Zeros, and Zeros are fairly common fan, but it is the motor I needed to repower this one. But I ended up liking this little thing too much to do the transplant, so I never ended up doing it. These fans are common enough where someday I'll come across another one, and I'll put a good motor in that one. In fact, I'll see if it'll run. Cooked, so I don't like running this one for too long. I'll plug it in for a couple minutes, because that motor gets hot. I mean, it gets hot. And you can kind of see how badly this thing shakes. The blades are pretty out of balance. See, that fan there actually has steel blades, and they're a lot heavier. This one here is aluminum blades, and they're very light. So this one here gets up to speed a lot quicker. This thing actually works very nicely. I like this little Zero, so I'm not going to part it out or